Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a review first impression wear test on the brand new Tarte Face Tape Foundation. I'm going to give you a little bit of info before we get into the demo because this is a brand new product. It kind of came out of nowhere and they actually have a backstory in terms of the saga that happened with the Shape Tape Foundation, which was, I can't remember how long ago, but essentially the Shape Tape concealer was a cult favorite. Everybody went crazy. I personally love it. It's just a really high coverage concealer. Tarte decided to release the Shape Tape Foundation in a matte and a dewy formula. The launch was catastrophic to say the least. The shade range was just not good. That was the biggest issue. Now I did use the matte one and I did try the dewy one, but I was more of a matte foundation lover back then. I did a review, I can link it down below, and I did address the non-inclusivity and just the shade range being really bad. I have to say that Tarte is not the only brand that does that. A lot of brands do that, and I'm glad that we are all speaking up, just consumers and influencers both. I think it's really important because I have seen people kind of drag Tarte and then they'll use another brand that has like 10 shades, and I don't think it's fair. I think we all need to just tell brands to do better, and if they listen, then we're making, you know, a step in the right direction. But I also understand that I am privileged. I am, you know, Caucasian, white girl. I can find a shade really in any foundation. So I've never experienced that. So I can't speak personally on how you should feel. It's up to you. I'm just here to review the foundation. I do think we're kind of moving in the right direction. I think Tarte got a huge kind of backlash. They took a step back, kind of quieted down for a minute and redid the foundation. So hopefully this is a step in the right direction and other brands take note. I feel like we're getting better as we go, but it's just going to be, you know, a day by day process. We're going to have to start calling brands out, and I don't think we need to be canceling brands and dragging them. If you feel the need to do that, that's on you. But for me, it's more of being vocal about, hey, this is not good enough, please do better, and then kind of giving them a shot when they do make a change. So that's kind of my thoughts on it. Again, everybody has their own opinion. I'm just telling you my thoughts. So let's get into the new foundation. This is the Face Tape Foundation. So instead of the Shape Tape, it's the Face Tape. I find it a little confusing, but I feel like it would be confusing if they called it the Shape Tape Foundation because people are like, wait, that already happened and it was a flop. They pulled those foundations from the shelves, is my understanding. They're completely gone. You cannot buy them anymore. And they came out with this new formula, brand new formula, Face Tape Foundation. It's the Double Duty Beauty line and it has a pump. So the old foundation had actually that wand applicator. I like both. I like the wand because I don't have to get it on the back of my hand, but I also like a pump. I really like anything that you don't have to like dump out. So I'm okay with this. The packaging is absolutely different. Now you do get 1 ounce, I'm assuming 1.014 ounces, so a little bit over an ounce, and they have 50 shades. And they have 5 different undertones, which is neutral, sand, honey, beige, or golden. And they have different labels on them. So NSHBG, depending on which kind of undertone you are. It says it's waterproof, sweat-proof, transfer-proof, hydrating, but it's a natural matte finish. It says the foundation will be available February 17th at Ulta Beauty and Tarte, and it's gonna be $39. So I'm assuming it's gonna be an Ulta Beauty exclusive just because the Shape Tape concealer was as well. The shade I'm gonna be using today is 29N Light Medium Neutral. I pumped out a couple pumps on the back of my hand, and it is a thick formula. It's not running, and it looks like it'll be a good shade match. I do not self-tan my face, I self-tan my body. I'm gonna go ahead and use a flat top kabuki. This is Juvia's Place. Really, any brush you have will work. And we're just going to start applying. I'm going to zoom you in so we can see how this looks on the skin. So I'm just going to go ahead and start applying to the skin. I feel like there's a scent to it. Yeah, there's a scent to it. I'm not super crazy about that scent. There for a minute I was like, is that my brush cleaner? But I don't think it is. So I'm just applying this. I like the way that it's applying with a brush. It's looking like a medium coverage. You could probably build it to full. Now, in terms of the way the foundation looks, I feel like it looks quite smoothing. It is a matte, but it doesn't feel dry. It's not like a double wear kind of matte. It feels like there's a little bit of moisture in there or a satin finish. It's like a soft matte finish. It gave me a good medium coverage. I used 2.5 pumps to get here. I feel like it's almost full. I wouldn't put any more on. So I'm gonna give you a couple close-ups of what my skin looks like, and then I'm going to go ahead and apply concealer. I'm gonna use the Shape Tape concealer just because obviously they probably play well together. I applied some Shape Tape. I used light sand and light medium, just because light medium can be a little bit deep for me. Just gonna blend this out. I'm assuming these will play well together. That looks pretty good. I mean, the Shape Tape always looks good, but I'm feeling like that looks really nice together. I'm gonna grab a mirror. Yeah, that looks pretty good together. I'm just taking my Charlotte Tilbury powder to set under the eyes and around my T-zone. Looks pretty smooth, and it doesn't look heavy. I think that's one thing I'm noticing. Even though the formula was thicker, it doesn't feel paint-like, kind of like the Estee Lauder Double Wear. It feels kind of moussey, like whipped. I'm gonna hop off camera really quickly, do my brows, do the rest of my face, and then we will kind of jump back, see how everything looks freshly applied with all of my makeup on. I'll let you know how things blended, and then we will get into seeing how it wears throughout the day. All right, guys, so here is my finished makeup, and I have to say that everything blended normally. I didn't notice anything different. The only thing I'm noticing is it could look a little bit dry on my forehead, just a little bit. I do have dry skin recently, especially in the winter months, but I just feel like maybe a setting spray would help that out. I didn't apply one because I just want to see how it wears. So I've given you a few close-ups to see what it looks like with all the products on top. I'm quite happy with it. It's smoothing. It doesn't feel dry, but it doesn't feel greasy. I wouldn't say it's dewy. It definitely is like a natural matte finish. So I'm gonna go about my day and I will check back in. I'm gonna try to do 7 or 8 hours to check back in and show you guys how it's wearing, see if it's breaking up, see if it's getting really oily. So I'll see you guys later in the day. All right, guys, I am back. It is now 7:45, so it's almost 8 p.m. here. I'm ready to wash off my makeup. It's been a long day. So I've had this on for about 8 hours now, and let me see what I'm thinking. I'm looking up close and I don't see really any makeup that's come off. I feel like I look a little bit dewy, but really not much. My texture looks a little bit emphasized, but that's kind of how my makeup goes as the day goes on. I don't notice really anything wearing off. It's just looking pretty good. It kind of reminds me of the new Laura Mercier foundation, but a less dewy version, like a more matte version. I'm going to take some powder and I'm just going to see if that will kind of smooth out those areas that look a little bit textured because, you know, my natural oils, and I feel like that did the job. So I would say this is a good wearing foundation. I would have to test it longer to see if it's like, kind of like a double wear where it will last, you know, 12 hours. I feel like it's not greasy at all, but I don't feel dry. I set a little bit on my forehead again, but that's because my forehead has been super dry. So I would just need to prep that better and use like a moisturizing setting spray. Overall, I think it looks pretty good for being on for 8 hours. So I am going to do a video probably after I review like 5 to 10 foundations. I'm going to do a follow-up. So these are my first impressions. Obviously, I'm showing you close-ups of my skin and how it wears, but I'm going to do a video following up so I can tell you like full reviews of the foundation after I've worn each foundation for, you know, a week or two, and just kind of really see if I have consistency and everything kind of matches up with my first impressions. So let me know down below if you'd like to see that, like a follow-up on all these foundations. But I do like this. I would wear it again, and I think it wears pretty nicely. So there's nothing really bad that I have to say about it other than the fragrance was something I don't like. It didn't seem to irritate me. Once it kind of was set and dried down, I feel like I didn't notice it. So I feel like it is smoothing, a good medium coverage. It's not drying, but it's also not greasy. So the only thing I would say is if you like dewy foundations, this probably won't be for you because it's kind of a matte foundation. But if you find yourself wanting a matte foundation but you find them too drying, you might want to try this out because it's like a moisturizing, you know, satin matte. So that is it for my first impression and wear test of the new Tarte foundation. Let me know down below what you think, just in terms of seeing it applied. Do you think it looked smoothing? Do you think it looked, you know, nice and matte or radiant? Are you going to pick it up? What are your thoughts? Thank you guys again so much for watching. If you have any foundations you'd like me to review, leave a comment down below. I literally have like 10 that I need to review, so I'm just going to keep kind of pushing through, trying to do like 1 a week. So hopefully you guys are enjoying these. Thank you again for watching. I hope you will stay a while and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.